Russia. A name that brings to mind vast snowy landscapes, immense power, and a story of survival against all odds. Today, it's one of the largest nations on Earth, stretching across two entire continents. But this giant didn't start as a mighty empire. Its roots lie in small, scattered tribes, just trying to survive in a harsh land. The story of Russia's rise is one of hardship, conquest, unwavering faith, and sheer force. This is the epic tale of how Russia was formed. Long before the name Russia even existed, the vast plains of Eastern Europe were home to Slavic tribes. They were farmers, hunters, and villagers, living in small, tight-knit communities. There was no single king, no unified country, just groups of people protecting their own. But from the cold north, a powerful change was sweeping down the rivers. Around the 9th century, Viking warriors and traders, known as the Rus, navigated the great rivers connecting the Baltic Sea to the Black Sea. One of their leaders, a figure named Rurik, seized control of the city of Novgorod. His successors would later rule from Kiev, establishing a new state, Kievan Rus. This was the very first chapter of Russia's story, the birth of a collective identity. Then came a pivotal moment. In the year 988, Prince Vladimir the Great made a decision that would shape the destiny of his people forever. He adopted Orthodox Christianity as the state religion. This single act united the diverse tribes under one powerful faith. Grand churches began to rise, laws were codified, and a unique culture began to blossom. Kievan Rus wasn't just a collection of tribes anymore. It was becoming a true civilization. But in the 13th century, a terrible storm gathered in the east. The Mongol Golden Horde, led by the descendants of Genghis Khan, swept across the land. Cities were burned to the ground, and for more than 200 years, the Russian principalities were forced to pay tribute to their Mongol overlords. It was a dark and brutal time, but the spirit of the people was not extinguished. In fact, this period of survival forged an incredible resilience that would define them for centuries. Out of the ashes of the Mongol invasions, one city began to assert its dominance: Moscow. Its princes were cunning and ambitious. Through strategic alliances, clever politics, and military might, they gradually expanded their territory and influence. Finally, under the leadership of Ivan the Great, Moscow threw off the Mongol yoke. Russia was independent once more, and Moscow was its new, beating heart. Then came a ruler whose name is known throughout history: Ivan the Terrible. In 1547, he was crowned the first Tsar of all Russia. He was a complex and brutal figure who centralized power like never before, crushing his enemies and vastly expanding Russia's borders. He transformed the nation from a collection of principalities into a formidable and growing empire, ruled by a powerful and often fearsome autocrat. Fast forward to the 18th century, and another legendary figure takes the stage: Peter the Great. This towering, energetic Tsar was determined to drag Russia into the modern age. He revolutionized the army and navy, reformed the government, and literally opened a window to the west by building his magnificent new capital, St. Petersburg, on the Baltic coast. Under his rule, Russia didn't just join the great powers of Europe. It became one. By the 19th century, the Russian Empire was a global colossus, one of the largest empires the world had ever seen. Its influence stretched from Poland to the Pacific Ocean. But beneath the glittering facade of imperial power, deep tensions were simmering. Widespread poverty and social unrest grew, shaking the very foundations of the state. The empire was vast and strong, but it was also dangerously unstable. That instability finally exploded in 1917. A series of revolutions toppled the centuries-old monarchy. The Tsar and his family were gone, replaced by a radical new communist government. This marked the birth of the Soviet Union, a new and dramatic chapter in Russia's turbulent history, an era that would redefine global politics for the next 70 years. Then, in 1991, the world watched as the seemingly unbreakable Soviet Union crumbled. Russia re-emerged as an independent nation, stepping back onto the world stage, carrying the immense weight of its long and complex history on its shoulders. From scattered tribes to a grand empire, from a communist superpower to a modern nation, the story of Russia is not a simple one. It was forged in the crucible of invasion, shaped by deep faith, and built on an unbreakable will to survive and expand. From frozen forest villages to a nation with global influence, its history is a powerful saga of endurance, struggle, and strength. Thank you for watching. If you found this journey through history interesting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more stories that shaped our world.